There are a lot of different strike aircraft we have in War Thunder. One of the most requested vehicles for me to cover on my channel is the upgraded Tornado GR.4. This is an aircraft found in the British tech tree at 12.3 in both air RB and ground RB. It features access to missiles like the Brimstone, which is a phenomenal air-to-ground missile, and the new Alarm anti-radiation missiles. It has a lot of things going for it for, ground RB, for Seed mission, the CAS mission, and that is a lot of countermeasures. This thing can carry like 330 or 380 split, so 380 chaff, 380 flares. It does get access to a MOS system as well if you carry the right BOL pods, and that's very nice. The Brimstones, if you guys aren't too familiar with how the Brimstone is, it's just basically a laser-guided, I would, probably say it's very similar to what helicopters have. That's essentially, treat it like a, God, I don't even know what you would say this would be most similar to. Basically treat it like just a laser-guided, for the most part, insta-kill missile. That is a downside in its own, the fact that it is laser-guided, and that it is not a fire-and-forget weapon. You can put on the PGM missiles that are found in the French tech tree, so if you want to have fire-and-forget weapons, you absolutely can. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, you may as well hit that like button and subscribe. Only 11% of my current viewers are subscribed, and I certainly appreciate all of the support. Also, feel free to join the Discord link down below in the description. So, I think the big downside to the Tornado GR.4, besides the fact that the Brimstones are not fire and forget, you can only carry 2 AIM-9Ms, and the Alarm anti-radiation missiles are subpar at best. Honestly, I think if I had to redo filming this video, I would sub out 2 of them for the PGM guided bombs. That's just me, though. You can obviously decide to bring whatever loadout you want. This is just what I brought, was the 4 alarms, and then the Brimstone racks, and the 9Ms. I think those are big downsides for sure. I think the biggest one would be the fact this is really just a missile bus. I mean, in theory, all of the Tornadoes are heavier platform aircraft. I mean, comparing this to an F-16, it's going to be far less nimble. And when you're playing the British tank tree, you have a lot of other aircraft you can kind of pick and choose from. If you're putting this in a top-tier lineup, you can bring the Eurofighter. You can bring the Super Hornet. Honestly, those are both phenomenal platforms. Now, if you're playing a 12-3 lineup, or even maybe just a 12-7, I think the Tornado GR.4 absolutely should be in that lineup if you have it. Even though it's a missile bus, and even though it is, it doesn't feature the harm and only features the Alarm anti-radiation missile, it is still absolutely viable. Just because it's more sluggish doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. You just have to figure out your best playstyle for it. I think the big things that are a pro for the platform is it climbs very well, and it has the MAW pods with all the extra countermeasures. You're not going to have a lot of other top-tier strike aircraft that have this many countermeasures. And on top of all of this as well, I think the Tornado itself is actually a strong platform in ground RB because of your ability to, and I guess this is not necessarily relevant anymore because we have the arrestor hooks, but it used to be very valuable to me because it has the thrust reversers. So you could stop on the runway incredibly quickly. Now it's just more of a gimmick. It's not really usable. I mean, it's usable, but you know what I'm saying. You have the arrestor hook now. That's just more viable for all the other aircraft. So that point is kind of just a cool fact, I guess, if you feel like using the thrust reversers, that's just something to know because there's only like 4 aircraft that have them, and the Tornado is indeed one of them. Now, I think, in theory, why this aircraft is so appealing is because of the amount of Brimstones it can carry. I mean, this thing carries, the racks I have are 3, 6, 9. I can carry 9 Brimstones, and you can absolutely substitute the additional Alarm anti-radiation missile for more Brimstones. And so you can kit this thing out with like, I think it's, is it 15? Yeah, I think it's 15 Brimstones you can fully equip it out with, that's appealing because the Brimstone is still one of the best air-to-ground missiles in the game, despite not being fire and forget. Like I said before, it's almost guaranteeably a 1 kill, so that's nice. That's what makes this aircraft so appealing, in my opinion. The countermeasures, the speed, all of that just kind of plays into an aircraft that, when you look at it on paper, it's very appealing. And it should be. It's a fine airplane. I'm not trying to make people not want to play it. I love it. I've had a lot of fun with it. Just keep in mind, you're vulnerable to aircraft because you only have 2 AIM-9Ms. You are vulnerable to aircraft because you are a missile bus. And you're going to be be, a bit more sluggish than everything else. So, like I said before, if you're playing a true top-tier British lineup, run the Eurofighter, run the Super Hornet. If you're playing a 12-7, 12-3 lineup, run the Tornado. And even at top tier, this thing is still absolutely viable. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments on the Tornado GR4. Do you guys love it? Do you hate it? If you don't like it, why don't you like it? If you love it, why do you love it? Do you guys think this is something that should be in everyone's lineups if they have it? And if not, why not? Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it, and I will see you guys in the next one.